Rems Gems Podcast, episode 14. Time to feast on some winners Thanksgiving week. All right, we're back. Finally, a nice bounce back week for the squad. I think we went 11-4 overall combined, so a little round of applause. Trying to claw our way back here into the money. Just as full transparency, we are doing this one a little bit early because we want to give you guys some winners for Thanksgiving, something while you're sitting around your families, you're making some money. So doing this one a little bit early just to get it out there for you. We will start it out with recapping last week's picks. We'll throw up the recap now. And, well, we had two of us go 4-1, so I'll allow you to open with your picks from last week, kind of doing a quick overview.
Well, my only loss was the Jets. And once again, I apologize to the people. I said 5. Oh, speaking of apologies, wait. Before I apologize to the public, I think someone owes me a public apology for the Houston pick.
I do. I did lose that one.
Can you do it live for the people, please?
I can feel my face getting red.
Well,
yes.
let's hear it. So
I apologize.
That's good.
I told you guys before the year if Heineke was quarterback, they were going to be dangerous. Since he's taken over, I have not taken them once. And I'm going against him again this week.
I think he's 4-1, right?
Yeah, he's been on fire against the spread.
It's tough. I've come this far. I have to stay consistent. Good pick.
Yep.
They dominated that game. Started off
pick six.
Yeah.
You knew right then.
So Texans stopped them first drive.
Mm-hmm.
They punted, and then I think it was Mills' first pass. Pick six.
Yeah, I had Reed was over watching the games at my place, and I had a pipe that was leaking, so I run downstairs. By the time I come back up, it's already a pick six. I saw it in his face, and I'm like, it could be a long day, but turned into a 4-1 day for me. So with that being my only loss, I can live with it. You know.
So I do have to say we did both grab 13.5 points. I heard,
yeah.
So
backdoor touchdown.
Their backdoor touchdown. Yeah. There are some positives, and Commanders were going in to screw us and kneeled the ball down. Got the first down on 4th and 1
at like the 4-yard line. Though it was either touchdown or kick the field goal, and they stop at the 1. So we'll take it.
Let's look at the positives here.
Yep.
Well, my only loss was the Jets, like I said.
Bad pick.
No, right. That was horrible.
Never sweat 3.5. That was the worst beat, I think, of the year.
Probably.
Two different people that watch this podcast came up to me in two different stores and said, boy, Jets need a common sense coach, huh? Kick the ball out of the box. And I'm like,
be more true.
You know what? I think it's catching on, the common sense. Wouldn't that be something if they actually that became a thing?
Because we're getting it trending.
It's like because so many people are seeing.
When a GM, like just thinking from a GM standpoint, a GM would be like, that's what our coaches do.
Right, but they don't.
Yeah,
I know.
They don't. They get so, you
got a coach that specifically only job is to keep everyone back from the sideline. Have you ever seen a sideline infraction for a penalty?
Right.
And you have a guy getting paid to just do that.
Right.
Yet don't have a common sense
So
coach.
the special teams coach on that punt is like, okay, just punt it.
Yeah,
He's not like punt it out of bounds.
Just horrible coaching.
Right, and they knew they weren't going for the block because they had, two guys on the gunner. So it was like, okay, it's going to be a return. Let's kick it out of bounds. And I heard one guy today on the radio say I think it was Lombardi, said, well, Sal is probably on the sideline saying, boy, my quarterback sucks. Like not even thinking.
Yeah.
About the punt.
I have a fun fact for you on that, just to not pour salt in the wound, but there have been 537 punts this season. That was the first one returned for a touchdown.
Right. Really?
Fourth one in 50 years.
Wow.
Fourth one in 50 years. Under 30 seconds.
Yeah.
4-4.
Well, Deshaun Jackson did it for the Eagles against the Giants.
Right.
I remember that one, and everyone.
They showed that one. Yeah. They showed all four. And I'm like, yeah, I had that. I had that game too. But incredible. The Jets have screwed me twice this year on when I had the Browns and they did the thing first time in 50 years.
That's a statistical anomaly. I can't say that.
Anomaly.
No, that's insane.
But on the Kiss theory, just to let people know, I'm 6 out of 7 now because I was 2 for 2.
Okay.
6 out of 7.
Well, there you go.
That I can't get over that beat. I mean, I had Patriots minus 5.5, like a square, like
5-0. You know, these are going to be a 3. But no one scored a touchdown.
No.
You know, it's either going to be a kick.
Better chance of a tie than that game ending in a touchdown.
And the block in the back.
I brought
and the block in the back.
They didn't
you know,
call that.
the NFL's like, oh no, they use on the side.
That was the first thing we were talking.
Me too.
During the play, like, oh, that's
we all hesitated.
The dumbest block ever.
Yeah, the bad beat of the year. I actually was wondering in that situation because now in overtime rules, everyone wants the ball first to score.
Yeah.
Is that one of those games that maybe Belichick defers it and he's like, hey, let's stop them, get field position?
Salah probably would have done the same thing.
That would have been awesome.
We were talking. We felt we had a better chance of scoring on defense than we did offense. Pick six was waiting.
Same conversation was going on in Hooksett.
Yeah. But on that note, it was to my benefit, so I will not complain. 4-1, 33-22 overall. So I am still up there, looking to make a move. A couple more 4-1 weeks like this, and I think I'll be back in the money. So it's
are you close to the cashing needle?
Yeah, I'm close. I believe I'm like 3 games back because everyone, to my earlier point, everyone who's cashing right now has used the buy. Right. Everyone, because it's so hard to keep up 60+% winning rate through the sample size. So everyone's already used their buy, which I actually think will help me when I use that. But I'm like 2.5, 3 games
I have a sneaky little outdoor shot, 31-24.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at the needle on like DraftKings where, on the pool, I'm like, 58.9%. And I think cashing for like 1,500 was 70%.
Yeah, and like that's we got 35 more picks to come. People are going to come back to earth here, especially the people who use the buy. You're not keeping that 70% up the whole year. Congrats for doing it for now, but we still got 30+% of the remaining picks, So
and old pepperoni over here.
You'd make a legend.
26 and 29.
Just gonna keep moving on up the charts.
You'd make a legend if you cash. That'd be legendary.
Oh my God, I would love to do a week by week. You just
to your point though on everyone coming back to reality with their picks, like these picks this week are difficult in my opinion.
I agree. I think it's a difficult slate. We'll get into it before. So I have a couple little, future things I want to talk about. I remember a couple weeks ago we talked about MVP awards and it was pretty much Josh Allen in the field, right? And I looked earlier today, and that is no longer the case. It is Patrick Mahomes in the field. Mahomes is minus 150.
Well deserved.
It is well deserved, right? He's been great. Put up another game-winning touchdown drive against the Chargers. It just felt inevitable.
I will say a couple Twitter sharps that I follow love too. I know he's 5-1.
He's
but
5 to 1.
Have him. I'm assuming have him way higher than that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, these are too late to dabble in. I think I have 2 bets that I do not think are too late to dabble in that had better numbers before. Coach of the year. We have Nick Sirianni minus 120. I mean, coaching the 9-1 Eagles, I don't think that's a surprise. But McDaniel 5-1, and the guy I'm looking at, Pete Carroll, 12-1. I look at Coach of the Year. It's not the best team. It's who had the best versus their expected results, right? Seattle, they're minus 300 to make the playoffs right now. Did anyone expect them to even have a winning record?
No. Not this guy.
Right? So minus 300 to make the playoffs, yet he's 12-1 to win Coach of the Year. Eagles have looked bad the last 2 weeks. Houston barely got by. Yep. Survived the Colts this past week, very
barely. Right? I had the Eagles. It was a horrible pick.
It just feels like they're due for some regression. They're going to come back to earth and lose a couple games here down the stretch. And, I mean, I don't think Seattle even has to be perfect. If they just make the playoffs and everyone else buries themselves, 12-1's a pretty good price.
I would say the Giants coach.
Yeah,
but I think they're about to fall apart.
I mean, they're 10-point dogs coming up here, right? So
that's what I was just gonna say. Like the Seattle's a 3.5-point favorite. The Giants are a 9.5-point dog. I know they're playing Cowboys, but
for sure,
yeah, it's the next stretch of games. Who plays well?
Exactly, and it's like, hey, 12-1 here for a team that has already overproduced. I think that's worth some pizza money. In addition, another bet that's worth pizza money, one of the gifts that we got you, Paparoni, for your birthday was the Chargers to win it all. What was it, 30 or 30-1? And after losing to the Chiefs, that was a devastating loss, and now their odds are up to 40-1.
They looked good.
And now I think it's time for me to jump in.
No one wants to play them in the
Well,
they got because they're getting healthy.
They got Allen back.
They had what happened to Williams? Is he going to be out this week?
I don't know. He got hurt on a fantastic catch, of course. Phenomenal catch on the sideline and gets hurt his first play of the game. And it's like, this guy can't catch a break. He's such a phenomenal talent. Just bones are made of brittle. Yeah. That's tough. But 40-1, they're even money to make the playoffs right now. And I don't know. I just feel like if they get in, they're dangerous. They've hung with the Chiefs twice. Yeah. Okay, the Bills are the Bills. We'll see. I think they can beat the Dolphins.
What are the Bills?
I know. Bills have definitely looked suspect of late. So I don't know.
Miami has an outside shot of running the table and having home field.
What are those odds though? They're probably
not as crazy as you'd think. I think like 16-1.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's some value there as well. That's another offense.
It's just tough, like you said, it's tough with the Bills and the Chiefs in playoffs. It's
and the team with the easiest schedule is the Ravens.
Yeah, and
they're favored in every game.
Yeah. So you got Baltimore, you got the Bengals, and then you got the whole AFC East that all have 6 wins. I don't think the whole AFC East makes the playoffs. That's my point. I think Chargers are jumping in over the Pats or the Jets because I don't think both might not get in.
Yeah, Jets are done, I think.
Well,
it's going to be interesting to see who their quarterback's going to be.
The Jets?
Yeah.
You don't think they stick with him?
Oh, no.
I think
he met with ownership and the GM for 2 hours yesterday.
Okay.
I think that locker room is
Did you see who was the Jets receiver that put up the picture?
Yeah, not Olave, the kid Garrett Wilson, Ohio State.
You're saying starting this week or next week? You think this is his final week?
No, I think he's not playing this week because the first incomplete pass, he'll be booed out of the stadium.
Okay.
That's just my. I think they're going to go with Mike White, or Flacco. Okay. They might not even dress
I don't think Garrett Wilson was his name, but I'm just going to let that one slide.
No, it is from Ohio State.
That's the receiver. I don't know the picture you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
he
from
posted
Ohio
a
State.
picture of
the rookie from Ohio State, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Oh, wait, there's another receiver.
Yeah, it's not.
No, they're all okay, but Garrett Wilson was bitching too.
Yeah, there was a receiver that put up.
Some people. I mean that.
Here's another. Okay, here's another thing. If I'm a coach or I'm a common sense coach. No Twitter disrespect to your teammates.
Oh,
there was.
That's all that That's got to be right off the bat.
Stays in the. You got to keep it in
there. The Jets are like a soap opera now.
Yeah, you got a lot of people who do that. Robbie Anderson loves to do that too.
Yeah,
do what the Warriors did with Draymond and Poole.
Well, what they do is suspend him for like a day. He still played opening night, so don't do that either. Yeah, that's what I had. Are we ready to dive into this week's slate? So we will throw up the picks right now, all the spreads of this week. And mind you, these aren't official spreads for the pool, but they're the current spreads, and we kind of estimated half a point to align the best we could. But I think for the purpose of this podcast and everyone listening, you guys more want the winners, and that's what we're here to do.
I mean, you'll have our picks, definitely. And then, I mean, me personally, I have some lines that might move. So if some of them move crazy, I have one backup.
Yeah,
which
I'll put
it in the comment section.
Yeah, and I have a game that I'm 100% in betting, but I don't have the stones to take it in the pool. So we'll touch on that as well. But you have the floor, sir.
First time ever.
First time. First and last. We both had 4-1, but I want you to enjoy this. It won't be the last
time. Also, a little sidebar. Sherry Cupa texted me some pictures 10 years ago today. We were at that.
Yes, the butt fumble. Great point. Yes.
She had a couple pictures of, like, the people we were with. Like, remember how we made friends with?
Yeah, a guy who worked at Bovada.
Yeah, the other guy that was a wrestler. Remember he was a wrestler? We got a couple pictures of us.
That was fun. Yeah, we were in New York. I was 20 years old at the time, and my fake ID, I think, said I was 24. And I'm like, here we go. Don't do it to me.
That was wild. That was
survive.
And we all bet everything. And we bet all the Thanksgiving games and swept. Yeah. Something I'm trying to do Thursday.
Yeah. Anyway, she said she'd like to come on the podcast. I mean, she's like, she's won her pool 2 weeks in a row.
Wow.
I'm like,
we need some of those.
We might have to get that Philly fan in. Her son doesn't have the stones to come on.
Come on, sailing.
But she won 2 weeks in a row, and she's a diehard Philly fan.
Okay.
She's been to Lambeau.
Yep.
All right, my picks. You ready?
We're ready.
Thanksgiving Day. The reason we're doing this to give you people some picks. I'm not taking any game.
Okay.
Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
I didn't know if you guys were. I'm going to take the Bengals minus 1.5. 1.5. Doing the KISS theory. All these picks are the KISS theory. Bengals offense. I'm just loving them. I love Joe Burrow.
Jamar Chase should be back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even bonus.
It was
That's a bonus,
extremely
yeah.
hard for me not to interrupt to take that. I thought that was like the clear cut, like
Yep.
number one consensus play.
Square
for sure.
pick of the week.
Is
Square
it
pick of the-
really?
Well, I'm on it, so
Are you?
I just,
Okay.
I think
I don't
it'll be
even
popular.
see with the KISS theory. You don't look at anything else. You
Yeah.
don't know
My eye
consensus. You don't know
gravitated
any.
to that game, especially like their offense against the run heavy team. I don't know.
I'm more anti-Titans here, but it just works out well. Jamar Chase is back. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's fair.
You'll hate my next pick because you guys have all taken them and lost with them. But it's my first time. I'm a virgin on this pick, I think. The Denver Broncos minus 2.5.
Oh, boy.
I know. And they're going against my
I
Panthers
was
who won for me
waiting
last
to comment
week.
on it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
par for
Well,
the course.
Breaking news as I was coming in, the Sam Darnold will be the starting quarterback for. So they're dusting off the mothballs with him.
Seeing ghosts again, or no? Is that
that good or
is that all
bad?
done?
Well,
I don't
last
know.
week when Reed and I had a little discussion, and he was saying Dallas's defense is the best. This I think Washington or the Broncos.
That,
That's who my
I could see
defense.
Broncos. Washington is a hefty statement there.
They just get
I
Chase
know.
Young back. I'm just saying.
I'm a big fan of it, but that's a
Did you see
aggressive
what?
statement.
Did you watch?
Oh,
the
Dallas! No, Dallas.
Minnesota game?
Dallas is
How many teams
Yeah.
can hold Minnesota to 3 on
right.
the road like
Well,
that?
We'll find out this week with the Patriots.
Ooh,
We'll find out if they're for real or if they're frauds. That was a hell of a pick by Kyle, by
thank
the way.
you.
Too.
Yeah, I had a nice parlay
That
on
was,
that as well.
I was
Could have
on
been
it.
a lot more.
Were
but
you? Both you guys were on that pick?
Rems Gem, easy winner.
Yeah. Yeah. Apologize on my
Oh,
Rams,
did
yeah.
you hit a nice one on that?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So my next pick is a team that I like to really start running the table, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're playing the Cleveland Browns. 3.5. Brady's rested. They're healthy. They got the new running back with fresh legs all over it. Browns, they play for about a quarter, then they fall apart. My next pick, the Los Angeles Chargers, one of my favorite quarterbacks, Joey. No, not Joey. Hebert. Joey.
Justin
like Joey
Herbert.
Bosa.
Justin Herbert.
Justin. I'm thinking of the Bengals.
He is your
Bengals, no.
favorite.
I'm thinking of Joe Cool.
We need to make
know.
like a
She's
like
good.
this separate
No.
NFL spreadsheet with all the quarterbacks that you've called. Tim Brady.
Yeah. Anyways, they're playing a team that's the coach is waiting to get fired. They can't get out of there. Have you watched any of the HBO with them, the Cardinals? They are
Oh,
imploding.
Chargers Cardinals. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they just got.
And they just got
Blown
waxed
out last
in Mexico.
Yep.
And like I told you a couple weeks ago, watch out for San Francisco when they get healthy.
Jimmy G, the God.
They're putting it together. There's some serious weapons there.
Absolutely. Talent wise, I think the best offense.
I
And
almost
their
without
defense is right there
quarterback.
too. when
Without
they're
the
healthy.
quarterback.
I
mix.
wanted to go against them this week, but couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Couldn't do it.
I couldn't either.
The
just
Saints
'cause.
banged up defensive line, and it's like
Right.
you can't.
What is that,
if you
9?
can't stop the run, yeah.
I
If
know.
you can't stop the run, you can't stop.
Well, my
them.
theory was you took them against Pittsburgh. They couldn't even beat Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
right? On the road. How are they going to? This team's starting to hit their stride.
Yep. Yep.
And my son Reed's favorite team, the Commodores. No, the Commanders. The Washington Commanders.
Yep.
Against
4.5 playing Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Washington
At home.
getting so much
They've been
love.
covering a
He's-
lot.
he's
That's,
been- I know they have.
that's a
but
red
Atlanta-
flag for me.
Okay, but the other team was 6-0. Now they're not
know.
covered.
No.
Kyle Pitts is hurt. They had another guy that got hurt.
Is Cordell Patterson the fastest player in the NFL?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I'm telling you, if
it's-
you watch Atlanta
that
games,
kick return
you'll
that he
see-
had, it's just like, all right, he's going to get caught, and his strides are so long, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it's long.
he doesn't look
Yeah.
like he's moving
It
fast,
was a
but no
joke.
one can
But like,
catch
if
him.
No,
you
I
watch
know what
Atlanta
you're
games,
Yeah.
he breaks these plays that I'm like, how is no one tackling him?
That's what I said about the Patriot punt returner. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a mind of its own.
Hill from Miami's
No,
going to
I
be up there
know,
for
of
fat. You know what I
course.
mean?
And there's a couple moisture. If you DraftKings has these props where it has fastest
Oh, okay.
fastest stride in game, and it's like Hill, moisture. I can't
Yeah,
guys like
it's
that.
speed.
Jamar
yeah.
Chase.
Yeah.
But
Okay, well, your 5 picks. Good luck with those, sir. I am not
1 and 4
against you on any of them, which is nice. We can
Yeah.
have a nice Thanksgiving dinner without
That'll
battling
be-
over the games.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Can't wait to see you
Yep,
Thanksgiving.
excited.
Reed's leaving, not coming over.
Ouch.
I'm going to
I know.
Connecticut.
Low blow.
Oh, well, your mother's almost
Yukon.
done crying. Not to make you feel guilty, but that's because we don't do that in the Remolards.
I'm sad.
No guilt.
No, he does. I'm kidding.
All right. Well, with my 4-1 record from last week, looking to keep it going here. Want a 5-0 for the first time
do
this
you have
year.
any Thanksgiving games?
I have 2 Thanksgiving games.
All right,
Here we
then.
go. That's why I wanted to record this one early, because I want people to be able to feast. I want people eating,
Nice.
not just food. You know what I mean? So, starting out, 2 Thanksgiving games. The Buffalo Bills giving 9.5 against the Lions. New York Giants plus 9.5 against the Cowboys. Jacksonville Jaguars plus 4.5 at home against the Ravens. The New York Jets given 4.5 against the Bears. And then lastly, the Cincinnati Bengals, probably the public pick of the week, going against the Titans.
May I?
You can get into it first, and
So
then I'll
I
go
just
from there.
I didn't that Jets Bears game never crossed my radar.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
Jets
Oh,
are
no, I like it a
the
lot.
Jets
Well, I
are
have the Jets.
laying.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
You like the Jets.
Fields isn't playing.
Well, with
Who's
everything,
the backup quarterback?
everything that you had said negative about the Jets, I was shocked to just hear what you said.
Oh,
there.
no.
Yeah.
They're not going to start that quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Fields, if you've been watching, he's been phenomenal, but he's been
right.
getting killed
Destroyed.
every week.
much like Cam Newton used
Yeah,
to.
exactly. Like, that is unsustainable.
Right.
And the Jets' defense, regardless of how bad their offense was, that defense was lethal against the Pats.
yeah.
They killed it. And so I think this is more of an anti-Bears play. And the Bears' defense has allowed how much? 36 points over its last 4 games
Oh, yeah.
throughout November.
All their best players are gone.
They're done. And
Yeah.
I just think it's one that Bears have very much overproduced, and everyone's saying the same thing about that New England game of, wow, the Jets need to get rid of, the,
Right.
the
I
whole
think
offense.
that
And
just I like it. I
Yeah.
just think a lot of people might grab the Bears because
4.5
it's
is a big
such
number.
big number
It's-
for
sure.
kind of a toilet bowl, which are
It's-
my specialties.
Yeah, that's why I'm interested to hear your opinion on that.
Yeah,
So
Hey,
I think
hey, one other thing.
it's right up your
I
alley.
can't even gather. I need to let
The
that.
common sense coach, wouldn't you be like telling the quarterback from the Jets, no, you accept responsibility.
Oh, right.
You
I
say
know. Oh,
it's
my
on
God.
me,
Yeah.
not,
yeah.
no, it's not on me.
So bad.
Yeah,
That's
right?
just a common sense, coach.
From
it's
what
the only
they're
way
saying,
to say it.
okay, now I've heard some.
Or your agent.
Right, exactly. Someone, right? His
Yeah.
parents. I heard this. They were saying the red flags were when he was in college, he wasn't named a captain. And
I
it was
remember
like-
that. I
was
remember
like,
when he got
he's getting a little
drafted,
hard.
they
And
said
they were-
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. And something came out about a birthday party. I think the whole team
Yeah.
went, and he didn't get the invite.
No,
People
I
were
think,
like, "What was going on?"
No, that's from Draft Day. That movie.
No. Oh,
That
maybe
is
it
from
Maybe
Draft
it is.
That is
Right?
All right, but I.
Well, they
something
could
along
Same
those
guy,
lines.
They
though.
could have
Same
related
guy.
it.
Oh my God, that's
Related
very
it to
funny.
that.
I remember the story. Okay, well that's my pick. The
That's
Jets
funny.
there. Bengals Titans, Jamar Chase coming back. Anti-Titans play. They've just been overperforming. Jaguars Ravens. That is a very sneaky one there. Ravens offense just been out of sync. They've looked ugly. They couldn't score in Carolina until so late, and Carolina's offense is
Yeah.
abysmal, right?
That's
and
why
I
I
think their
took
defense
the
is solid,
Broncos.
but yeah. So
Jags will score.
Jags will score.
At the
Jags are
bare
coming.
minimum.
They're coming off a bye too,
And
so
they're home.
2 weeks to prepare for Lamar.
They've lost by more than one score only once.
Yeah.
And it was the week I took
Chiefs,
them.
which was
the week I took them.
But they even
Yeah.
outplayed them. It felt like
I
in
know,
that
that's
game,
what I'm
so.
saying. So that, yeah, but that still left a bad taste in my mouth. So.
Yeah. The Giants Cowboys. So now let's get into Thanksgiving. Cowboys, this is their 3rd game in 12 days. That is not easy in the NFL. I know they've been rolling, but their bodies can only take so much. That's a quick turnaround. Giants had a bye week 9, so they're the much fresher squad. Divisional game. Giants coming off a bad loss. Cowboys coming off their Super Bowl victory. It's just a phenomenal spot in my mind. So a lot of points. I think they keep it close at the bare minimum. And then the Bills-Lions, I think this is where Josh Allen gets out of his slump. I'd like to cut back almost to what you were saying a month ago where you're like, the Detroit defense is the worst ever. No team's been worse. It's like, that's still the same defense here. And now they're going against the number one offense. So,
well, that's a Thanksgiving tradition. The Lions getting destroyed. This is the perfect team, the perfect recipe to destroy a team like that.
Yes, exactly.
And they're sitting. They've been sitting there. They don't have to travel.
Yeah,
because they're in Detroit.
It's very funny you say that. I think the first time in NFL history that a team will win in the same stadium back-to-back weeks and it not be their home stadium, right? Like that has never happened.
That's true.
And then lastly, Jared Goff has thrown 6 picks in his last 6 games, and you turn it over against the Bills, you are digging your own grave there. And if he turns it over, Bills turn that into a touchdown first play. So I expect a blowout. You can take a second half nap after all the turkey you've eaten early on in this game and wake up for the Giants-Cowboys game.
One quick thing here, too.
Let's hear it.
We had Sadie had her birthday party, and one of the kids, her good friend, she's always doing stuff with her. And the father's a teacher, and he avid sports fan. Great guy.
Yeah, met him.
That's right.
I talked some college football with him.
He goes, I'll be there at 3 to pick her up, all right? We're like, yeah, no problem, whenever. And it was like 3:45 when he got, and he's one of these guys, if he says 3, set your clock by. He was like all apologetic. He goes, I was watching the Patriots game. He goes, I fell asleep. I've never fallen asleep on a football game. He goes, that was the most boring game I've ever seen.
That's why you get the 2 TVs.
Exactly.
I bet you.
Zone and one
I bet you he got the cover, though. I bet you he had the pads and he got the cover. He woke up to it like, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm going to have to ask him, because I know he liked them.
Yeah. All right, Reed. 3 and 2, you are just the little truck that
the
could.
Every
week you're just like slowly making up ground, and
that's what I'm here for.
You just but you need the 3 and 2 strategy is good if you do it the whole year. You've had a couple slip ups, and now you got to make up that ground.
You needed the 2 and 2 at night.
We kind of. Yeah, I needed. So I started off 1 and 2, and then I got the Cowboys, and the Bengals was like a little sweaty, but not really.
Yep.
But I fit well with the team because you're kind of overperforming. You're kind of lower, but kind of what we expected.
I'm coming out of that.
And then
I'm like that guy at Halloween digging himself out of the grave. Kill Bill, where she comes out of there. That's me.
So per usual, we don't share picks at all, but I have some of yours again here, and I'm against you. So it's just another day in the office. So we're gonna eat on Thanksgiving. I'm taking the Bills -9.5. Mind you, me taking spreads -6.5 or over has been bad news bears. Believe I'm 0-4.
But it's been that way for the whole NFL season. Big underdogs have been covered at a crazy rate. So it's not just you. I think it's everyone.
So this is the only one. Bills, pretty much, everything you said. I think Bills, they are frustrated. Their offense is frustrated. Diggs was talking to the coach. I mean, he caught a touchdown right after. So I think he was just like, feed me type of deal. Gabriel Davis first touchdown for anyone that needs it. So that's my pick number 1. I will say if that spread goes to 10.5 in the contest, I have a backup pick, which I will say after. And then we're going to go. I also have the Giants +9.5 against the Cowboys. That's kind of a buy low, sell high opportunity. I think the Giants kind of got blown out by the Lions. Cowboys absolutely destroyed the Vikings. So that is like a perfect play for me. I love that number 2. Then we're moving on to the Jaguars, just so I can copy you fully. Jaguars +4.5, coming off the bye against the Ravens. Watched a lot of that Ravens Carolina game. Ravens don't have a lot of guys out there.
3 of the same picks?
Yeah, which is pretty scary. Mm-hmm. And then I'm over with you, taking the Broncos -2.5. That one, I honestly think it might be 9-0 Broncos.
It could be 3-0.
I mean 3-0 will still be a cover.
That's the way I was looking at it.
That's one of those no touchdown games right there.
Watch, Darnold will come out and throw 6 touchdowns or something.
This is going to be one of the only games where I usually do a DraftKings team and I take all players. I'm not taking one player from the Broncos. I'm just taking their defense.
So it's funny, just real quick, that you say that because I did a DraftKings team this week of my 5 picks, and I did every team except for the Patriots. I left the Patriots out.
Perfect.
Thank God, 3-0. My team did horrible. So
Yeah.
with a 4-1 week, you'd expect.
Well,
something,
I tried
but
that whole thing with taking Melvin Gordon and Jared Jeudy and what's his name, Russell Wilson.
Broncos
I got
Nation.
negative 10 points.
Melvin Gordon got cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's fine.
5 fumbles.
And then the king lock of the week, the ATL Falcons against the Commanders. I love it.
You guys just have to go against each other
I
once.
lo-
It's just,
4.5.
it's only right.
All
it's
I'm
only
doing
right.
is riding him all the way to victory lane.
So all 5 of my picks are involved in your picks one way or the other.
Yeah.
So it's just perfect. But Falcons plus 4.5. Cordell Patterson first touchdown, chalk, but take it.
So good news. There's no pick that all of us have the same pick this week.
Yes.
I think that's always
But last
a good
week,
sign.
Last
did we
week
hit
it
that?
hit.
It did hit.
Was it?
Yeah, it did hit.
Detroit, right?
Detroit Lions, we all had them. Yep.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That was a no sweat.
No, that was one of the easier games of
And I
of the
needed
whole
St.
week.
Brown to score a touchdown. Of course, Jamal Williams had like 17 touchdowns. So that was
Who
good.
was the team you said you didn't have the
Yes,
stones to take?
Oh, it's here.
The only reason is because I've taken them and lost so much, and I'm trying to implement some of the KISS strategy because I'm learning as we go
That's
here,
good.
and
See ya.
keep it simple, stupid. I'm betting them, but I can't take them in the contest. The Houston Texans plus 12.5, 13 against the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a
So
big
much.
number.
And I
Okay.
know how bad they've looked, and I know Miami's offense is one of the most electric in the NFL, but that just is too big of a number. And Miami's looking ahead to San Francisco next week. The coach returning back home. That's their Super Bowl right there. You think they really care about this Houston game? The same way Philly really cared about the Houston game when they played Monday night.
And they
It's
almost
just is
lost.
such a good spot.
I can't believe you don't have
And
that.
I don't have
Is
the
that your
stones.
backup
because
play?
I've taken Houston like 4 weeks in a row and they've gotten crushed.
Right.
And it's like at some point you got to just bite the bullet. So I'll bet them for sure, but I can't.
So if Buffalo goes to 10.5, you gonna switch it with that?
Very potential. Yeah, that'll be
So,
in the comments if you see that.
My
but
backup, just topping on the cake, is the Browns against your Buccaneers.
Great.
Plus
Go
3.5.
against Tom Brady. I don't
Plus
care.
3.5. No, I
Jacoby
mean,
Brissett against them.
their offense.
I almost. What about the Rams? The Rams are getting 14 and a half.
Insane. I have a fun fact on that game that the look-ahead spread for that game before the season.
That's
they have
what I was
what was
waiting to
games
hear.
of the
Like
year,
3?
2.5.
Yeah.
Chiefs favored by 2.5.
Right.
I
and
usually
now
like
it's
to bring those up.
14 and a half. Like that's just a 12. That's how bad the Rams have been.
They're all hurt.
12 points.
Super
I know,
Bowl
I agree.
hangover.
But they've, besides the injuries, they were bad even when they had the full roster early in the year. They've not been the same team. So.
On the KISS theory, remember I said I will only take, if I bet the game, the underdogs on the double digits?
Yeah.
I loved Kansas City and Miami. Loved them. And I'm like, well, I finished 4-1. I can't go against my KISS.
Trust the process.
Week 1 into it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I will say I also like your Chargers pick. If I had to choose in that game, they got to win. And Arizona's done. I think they're packing it in.
That could be a quick blowout.
Yeah.
That's.
The new Warzone came out. Kyler's just been hyper focused on that. Not,
Oh yeah, good point.
he's dialed
point.
in there.
He's probably got a really good KD.
I wonder. Yeah, I would love to get his stats.
Kill
I don't know if
ratio.
I don't know if he streams, but might need to start
Watch that.
researching that way. Lastly, before we do our Rems gem, I'd like to know what the KISS strategy thinks on Green Bay Philly. The spread is 7, so I put it 6.5 for this purpose. But interesting game.
Philly.
The number really is
Reflect-
big.
I think Green Bay's done. Aaron Rodgers done.
I go Green Bay money line.
Philly
But Philly
pissed.
hasn't looked good either
Right,
recently.
but Philly's
so,
pissed that
yeah.
they just lost. You know,
They didn't
only
lose,
won.
though,
Right, they
you
only
know?
won by
They
one.
I like
survived.
Green Bay on that one.
Everyone's jumping off that train.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, a game I refuse to touch, but I think it's an appropriate primetime game.
What about
Sunday
the
night.
Pats? If we're talking, games we didn't take.
Yep. Couldn't be.
Didn't you make that 3.5?
I did. It's 3 right
it
now.
Opened at like 1.5, 2.5.
It was.
2.
It's because it was juiced. It was juiced to the Patriots at 3, and I was gonna do it 2.5 for that reason, but
It's going to be 3.5.
It's gonna be an influx
So
of
I
money.
mean, with 3.5, I like the Pats.
I know you do.
But it's so tough. That's a tough game.
I brought that up. That I
How
think
pissed are they, Minnesota?
that's a game that you'll have a good feel for it 5 minutes in.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to parlay the Bills, the Giants, and then I'm just going to try to get the 3-teamer and just take the Pats.
I think it's a pretty good tease. I hate teasing, but it might be a good tease. Get Bills down to like 3, get Giants up to like 16, and
those
then
are
go
sucker
from there.
bets. Come on.
Oh,
now.
I don't like teasing. I don't think I've done a teaser bet all year.
I
but
have.
Thanksgiving
You
just
parlay
feels that
money
way.
lines. It's
Yeah.
the smart way of teasing.
I
Agreed.
like vice versa.
What do you mean?
I like
Parlaying
teasing Lions up
15.5.
15 and
Then
a
the
half.
Bills are up
And
30.
then Cowboys down.
Or Giants still
Yeah.
up.
So you want
Yeah,
two big numbers
two
there.
big numbers
It's not
instead
bad.
of.
I just think, man, Buffalo could win that game 38-10.
Yeah, but look at what have they done lately? The last
No,
2
not
weeks.
great.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen's still banged up. His elbow's
Yeah.
hurt, but I just think this is. Oh, and what we didn't touch on in the Minnesota game is I can't believe we didn't. The primetime Kirk Cousins. He's the worst quarterback
Right.
of all time. Primetime.
Right.
And now you not only are in primetime, you got the whole country watching on Thanksgiving. You
That's
know, that is
true.
all-time pressure.
Bill's ready.
Andy Dalton's not far behind
Oh,
him.
he's horrible as well. Horrible.
You know, there's two. If they played each other, can you
Oh
imagine
my
what that
god!
would be like?
Oh my god! four interceptions each way.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Rems Gem pick of the week. We'll give you the floor.
I will let you.
The Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
Okay.
There's so many good ones.
Yeah, I like a lot of my picks. I am going to go with the New York Jets. I really Jets, Jets. I think they're going to win pretty big. I think the defense, how about that spicy take? The Jets defense scores more than the Bears offense this week.
Oh, I like that take.
Yeah.
What's your
Jaguars.
Jaggies? I have one thing. I'm like an Ohio State against Michigan.
Yeah,
What's
I mean,
that number?
winner gets in.
7? Is it 7?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. It'll probably be around 7 to 10. I haven't seen it, but I think
I thought it was 7.
yeah, winner gets into the Big Four.
I
So
just don't think Michigan. I think Michigan can just run.
yeah, they're a one-trick pony. They almost lost to Illinois. If you stop the run, they can't do anything. Ohio State's so explosive.
Harrison's a man out there.
Yeah.
Do you remember his dad?
Doesn't that sound like the Bengals playing the Titans a little bit?
These two? No.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Really?
well, Titans are the run-heavy team, and
this
Bengals
is-
pass
yeah.
air raid offense. I
Prolific
can see it,
offense.
but Ohio
Yeah.
State's the talent gap. The Michigan is very outdated with their offensive strategy in today's college football, and it can work when you're playing when you can overpower your opponent, but you can't overpower Ohio State. They got all NFL talent out there.
Oh, one other thing. Speaking of Tennessee, the offensive coordinator got bagged for a DWI last week for the on the plane ride home. You know, when you get in the car after the game,
Yeah,
and they were talking
for the Titans or
for the oh, you didn't hear?
No.
Yeah, for the Titans, and the coach was saying, well, as of now, he's still going to coach Sunday unless the NFL does steps in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's been some talk of
that's interesting.
suspension. Yeah, because that
Interesting.
could you take your offensive coordinator.
It's a big difference.
yeah.
Who's
They
calling
had
the
some.
plays?
The Titans had some night. You see Derrick Henry throw that touchdown pass?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's done it more than once.
I saw it last night. They had Kyler Murray calling the plays in the preseason to try to help instill him in the offense and show him how hard it actually is. And I think that's something that goes very under the radar as coordinators in the NFL and knowing who's where, because that's something you don't talk about when we're making our picks. But they're the guys on 4th and inches that are making the call. So
Did you see the guy from VEASAN that were watching it? They showed that clip. They have some guys that are watching the games doing their show, and on Sundays, and when they were on the 1 yard line, the guy said, he goes, this is a perfect spot for Derrick Henry to do that jump pass.
that's
Sure
awesome.
enough, he did
I
it. Yeah.
respect
Yeah.
calls like that are
Right.
made beforehand. So mine this week will be the Jets defense putting up more than the Bears
Classic call.
offense. You can book it. But
Mine is 5-0.
all right.
Jaguars money line.
All right. That's all pretty spicy takes. I like it. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving.
Happy
Hopefully make some
Thanksgiving.
money, and we will see you next week.